Y'all, Reese's are my favorite. Like, I have this whole little like bag that I bought yesterday, and it's gone pretty much. It has like 3 more left. Okay, I think I'm ready. All right, guys, it is your girl Tamia Nicole, and welcome back to my YouTube video. Welcome back to the channel. If you're seeing my face again, just welcome back in general. If you are new here and you're just seeing my face for the first time, go ahead and click the subscribe button and go ahead and click the like button, because you already know you're gonna like this video, so why not go ahead and click it now. Also, if you can relate to any of these self-cope I cannot get it out. Like, if you can relate to any of these self-cope methods for anxiety, go ahead and leave a comment and tell me, what do you do to help ease your anxiety? But that's gonna leave some tips and tricks. Like, I will greatly appreciate it. So I wrote down all of the ways that I calm my own anxiety. I'm really an introvert at heart. Like, I like going out, I like doing things, I like being around people. But once my battery runs out, I'm ready to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it really shows up in everything that I do. I'd rather work out my own problems. I'd rather be in a like group by myself. I don't like to work with groups. I just like to figure things out by myself. So I have a hard time talking to people about my anxiety or talking to people in general when I'm anxious. Let's go ahead and get into the ways that I calm my anxiety. So back last year of March 2021, I started experiencing like crazy anxiety. It was towards my last semester in school, and I was thinking about graduating, and I was just thinking about all of these things, and I ended up having panic attacks, and that was the worst thing ever because I wasn't sure exactly what it was. I even went to the doctor thinking I was having a heart attack, and they were like, ma'am, like, you're having an anxiety attack. Like, how long has this been building? And it was building for about a week. I can always tell because there's always tension in this side of my chest, where my heart is. So I'm thinking it's my heart when it's really just like my muscles tensing up. So yeah, I was diagnosed this year with general anxiety, and I am not on medication because I like to self-cope, and it hasn't gotten to a point where I feel like I need medication. It would definitely make it easier, but I haven't gotten to a point where I feel like that's what I want to do. So I'm definitely more of a like holistic type of person. Like, I won't take medication unless I really cannot focus and I really can't live like a normal life. You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and get into the ways that I handle my anxiety. Number one of my favorite ways to help myself calm down, just regulate my heart rate, is deep breathing. Like, you can never go wrong with deep breathing. Like, I do this all the time. And with that, I count. Normally, not normally, but when I'm in a period of anxiety and I'm super anxious, I normally wake up an hour after going to sleep at night in a panic. Usually I will like just cry my eyes out, but deep breathing helps. And while I'm deep breathing, my goal is to get to 30 without being like distracted. So for those of you who don't deal with anxiety and you're watching this video, a good way to explain anxiety is like, I would say like you're going crazy, but it's definitely not, you're not going crazy, but it's like you're distracted by your thoughts and you're distracted by things that's happening around you, because basically you're having a sensory overload. Like, you're thinking, your heart is racing, like whether you feel like you're about to throw up or you feel like it's just a really bad experience all around. So by deep breathing, you're regulating your heart rate, you're bringing your heart rate back down, you're like calming yourself down. And I like to count to 30 undistracted, because I feel like once I get distracted, it's all messed up and I need to focus in more. So the hard thing about having a panic attack is focusing, because like I said, it's kind of like you're having a sensory like issue. Like, you're thinking like all of these crazy thoughts, like I'm dying, like this is the end. So I try to bring myself back in by counting. Like, focus on your breathing, just listen to your breathing, don't listen to anything else, and count. I usually count out loud because I like to hear myself talk. So yeah, That helps me so much. I promise you guys, like, just try it, like, in through your nose, out through your mouth, like, slowly and deeply, like, and counting. I usually count to 30, but you can count for as long as you need to. So yeah, that's my first, like, way that I calm myself down. Number two. Now, number two, y'all might be like, what? Huh? Like, that's not a good way to calm yourself down. But crying, y'all, sometimes you need to cry. And when I hear people say they haven't cried in years, like, I feel like that's so unhealthy. And like, how are you even living? I have so many emotions bottled up, because I promise you, whenever I feel like crying out, I will cry. Listen, I was the person who went years without crying before. And like, I just couldn't cry no matter how sad I was going through depression. I couldn't cry. I tried to force myself to cry. I couldn't cry. So when having an anxiety attack, it just feels so overwhelming that you just have to let those emotions out. And 9 times out of 10, I feel so much better after I like break down. I know that sounds bad, but it's the truth. Like, once you release those emotions, all those negative emotions, like, you feel so much better. My tension gets better in my chest, like, my thoughts are better. I'm just like a better person, and I'm in a much better mental space. So yeah, don't be afraid to cry. Like I said, I usually cry alone. I'm a car crier, because like, I'm an introvert and I usually do a lot of things alone. I've always have. And it's not like I feel like I can't go to anybody. It's just that I would prefer to just like focus on myself and do things myself, which is like, I don't know, I'm working on it, but that's just who I am. So yeah. Number 3 usually happens while I'm crying, or it starts my crying, is self-talk. I'm a person who prays a lot. I talk to God a lot. Like I said, I'm a car talker. I'm a car crier, because I like to be alone on my talks and I like to be alone when I'm thinking. So I feel like talking to God really brings me into my like peak, and then I cry, let those emotions out. What have you been feeling? It's kind of like a release, and I really found that helps me. And if you are not religious, just talking aloud and hear yourself say things like, I like to tell myself things like, I'm so proud of you. Like, I'm so proud of you. I'm sorry. This is the way you're feeling. I'm sorry if I let you down, but I'm so proud of you. You've done so many things. You're so beautiful. You're so smart. You don't have to feel this way. Like, I just talk to myself, and I like hearing my voice, because it's kind of like you're telling your inner child, or you're telling your inner like, person, you're telling yourself like, it's gonna be okay. And sometimes that's kind of sad that you're not okay, and that makes me sad that I'm not okay. But I just like telling myself like, you are gonna be okay, and it's like me comforting me. Also, a little trick that my therapist taught me was to just hug yourself. Like, when you're in a period of anxiety and you're having like your breakdown moment, which a lot of us do, so let's just be real here. When you're having your breakdown moment, just hug yourself, embrace yourself, cry it out, because like, it kind of feels very comforting to like just feel yourself, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't get the words out, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like, yeah, just give yourself grace. And I think a lot of us don't give ourselves grace. So give yourself grace. Let yourself know that it is okay to feel this way. It's okay to feel anxious. It's okay to feel scared, but you're gonna be okay. So yeah. The 4th thing, I don't do this as much as the other things on this list, but it does help. So I do different things at different points of my anxiety, I guess. So like, if I feel like journaling, I'm gonna journal. Like, I have a whole journal beside my bed for when I feel like I just need to write out my emotions. And I'm a writer. Like, I know that's such an introvert thing to say, but I am a writer, and I'm damn good at it. My whole life being good at writing is something I love to do. I like get my thoughts and feelings out. I like being creative. But I feel like writing is for when you don't know what to say. You don't know what to say verbally. You can't get it out. You don't know how to come to God. You don't know how to come to yourself with these, thoughts. So you just write it out. And sometimes, like, for me, especially, when I start writing, it takes me to another place. Like, you might think like, I'm just writing about feeling sad, but then it's just like, it takes you to the truth. Like, writing really takes me to the truth. I might start off writing about feeling sad, and then it goes into some sort of like something that I wasn't even thinking about, and that's the reason that I'm sad. Like, it really takes me to the truth. Why are you so upset? Why do you feel this way? And it could be like, oh, you know, like whatever trauma you're going through or whatever you're going through, like it really takes me there. And I really be finding out the truth when I'm writing. Like, damn, I didn't even know this was how I was feeling, but I am. And everything you write doesn't have to be sad. Like, I'm feeling sad today. Like, I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling on the verge of a panic attack. You could be like, today I'm not doing okay, but you know, I'm having great moments in my life and things are going the way I wanted to. It's just like, today I don't feel okay. You can write about your bedtime routine. You can really write about anything that you want to write about, and it'll help you feel better. And it definitely helps me feel better, like when I feel like writing. So yeah. My fifth and last thing that I like to do to calm myself during a period of anxiety is to redirect my thoughts. So this usually works, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, because people act like anxiety is normal nervousness and it's normal fear, and it's not. It's like you are like DYING. Like, that's what you're doing. That's what you're convinced you're doing. You're convinced you're doomed. You're convinced it's the end of the world. Something horrible is going to happen to you. And it's not normal. Like, it's common. I don't feel like it's a normal thing that we should go through. So, like I said, redirecting my thoughts work usually when it's not that bad. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all, because it's when it's bad, sometimes you feel like you can't even think about anything else. Like, everything you think about is negative. Everything you think about is like, what if this happens? I'm driving, what if this happens? I'm here, what if this happens? Like, you're thinking the worst. So sometimes redirecting your thoughts don't work. Let's just be honest. I say I'm redirecting my thoughts, I just mean like I start thinking something negative and I flip it to something positive. Okay, you feel like, oh, I'm anxious, like I'm so nervous that, you know, I'm not gonna be good enough, or I'm so nervous that I'm gonna have a panic attack. Because sometimes we get nervous about being nervous. Let's just be real. So instead of thinking the worst is gonna happen, I flip it to like, what are you excited about? What's coming up in your life that you're excited about? What's going good in your life? Or I make something, or I decide to do something that's gonna make me feel better. So things that make me feel better is talking to my friend on the phone, or us running errands and seeing like things in the stores, or just like being together, hanging out with good, genuine people. Also, when it comes to hanging out, alcohol is a no for me. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but comment below if you do. Alcohol is a no for me when I'm in a period of anxiety. It makes it worse. I don't understand how people say it calms them, but it definitely doesn't help me. Maybe they're talking about social anxiety, but it doesn't help me. So yeah, redirecting your thoughts and focusing on something positive that you're gonna do, or that you want to do, or just making something positive out of a negative situation. And like I said, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, that is really hard to do. Like, once you're in that mindset, sometimes you be too far gone. But if you can redirect your thoughts, if it's not that bad yet, and you feel like, hey, it's just a short period of feeling anxious and I'm okay, please redirect your thoughts, because it helps. I promise you it does. So that was the last and final thing on my list. If you like this video, go ahead and click the thumbs up below, and go ahead and comment, what do you do to calm your anxiety? Like, I definitely want to know. I definitely need some new tips and tricks on how to calm down when I'm feeling anxious. So if you can leave some, that'll be great. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.